Okay, let's see if this is running. For some reason, the last video was 3 minutes long, and the last 45 minutes I just thought I was streaming, and I got cut off. I have no clue why, but we're going to try this again. Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to use Pullover Macro. It's going to be this macro widget here to help you out and create macros and save your wrist 1,000 times over. First, I'll show you how to get it. Alright, so you're going to go search Pullover Macro, look for the Pullover Macro here, hit download. That will bring you over to this page. Download it from GitHub here, and this will take you into GitHub, which will actually be like this, which is my page, and then you'll just go to code and download it and get it. This is my page for the GitHub to get the macro that you're going to be seeing today. If you'd like to get it, it's right there. That will help you out, hopefully get you started. Alright, now, this is Affiliates page if you wanted to check out ships and stuff and want to join AEP. They have a lot of resources to help you out. After you decide to join, this is Metaverse Explorer. He's a real helpful YouTuber as well. He's in AEP. I put his link in the description, I believe. Over here, once you click that referral link, it will take you to the Startlist's main page. This will get you into the marketplace, which is here, and you'll be able to see everything that's for sale and useful. So everyday units through ships and everything. On the left-hand side, you can go through inventory. This is Sage Labs, which gets you into the labs which we're going to be playing today. And faction fleet, claims, the books and stuff, and then there's the DIO, which is basically a locker, so that you, or bank account where you can deposit Atlas or Polis and start making money on your Atlas and Polis. This will be useful for picking up ships and for buying and selling different items that like resources that we're going to be trying to mine and get and create these different items so we can make another Fimble EX. But anyways, let's get into the actual page, and hopefully I'm still streaming. Alright, Pullover Macro is a really useful macro system. Here you can see that I've made a lot of macros just for SDU, just to go out, come back, and do everything I need to do. So this first one is unload. This basically just clicks into your screen, it unloads all your stuff and refills your fuel and ammo. I don't recommend using this one because I have problems with rent, so I'm not going to tell you to use it when I have problems with it. I did create all these to refill. It's actually not refill, it's unload. But each one of these will unload like the very first ship, which will get you into the main program, put 0 in the bottom, and then basically you want to have one SDU or one toolkit already set in your ships. This way when it goes in, it deletes out that 1 and puts a 0, so that it either completely stops trying to unload him because there's less than 10 in there, or it will only take away everything else except for that 1. So there will always remain, there will always be 1 remaining left in your system. And then 2 would go to the next fleet, 3 goes to the next fleet after that, etc. and so on. This is top code is changed each one, so it clicks to a different one. It's basically this code connected to whatever fleet you're going to use. It's kind of easy to use once you figure it out. You have to be on the actual page that it needs to run on, which would be basically if you go to your planet here, 20, it has to be on this page at the top of the page. What it will do is it will click, well, you want to be on Starbase. It will click on Hangar, and then it will start clicking through all of your fleets, as many of them as you want to use. So say you had 5 fleets, you combine all 5, and then you're basically going to click and remove all your stuff. The other one works for refill. And you want to click here, and you want to click at least 1 fleet so that something populates in here, or it will misclick. And then the refill will constantly add toolkits to each one of these things. And I'll show you how that works real quick. So let's go all the way. It says on unload. Don't mind that. I was doing stuff with the refill, and this took me a bunch of different times to try out. So what happens here is it will scroll down, find the inventory button, and then it will refill your first kit, your first fleet with 2300. and then it will start to loop from here. It will loop here. This is the first hit here, and then it will start to loop basically from where's the loop start? I don't see it. Loop start right there. Loop start. This should all be in yellow too for some reason. It's just not right now. This loop start, if you change this, I have 18 in there. And the first one here, which makes it 19, so it'll make 19 fleets for me. You can change this around to say you want to do 5, so you have 1 plus 4. You would just edit this, and a window will pop up, and it'll tell you, ask you how many times you want to loop it. So you just change it to 4. Okay. Now the hotkeys down here are another useful aspect that you want to be able to use. Whenever you click into it, it will open up whatever you're on and offer you to change the hotkeys. So you can change the play and stop buttons, so you can easily change it to 1, 2, 3, 4 or F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. and so on, whatever you want to do. Alright, so you have one button click and it starts this whole macro, and then it refills your entire fleet with 2300 kits. If you want 2400 kits, you go in here and you hit insert keystroke, and this box will pop up. Okay, and then you can scroll down and choose numbers here and add them. So if you say you want to add another 3, oops, where'd it go? I think it went somewhere funny. No? Okay, let's do that again. Maybe I just went click on it. There we go. There it is. Now we'll add another 3 in there. Okay? You want to add a little delay, so maybe 200 milliseconds to it. But that should help you out, get you going. Now over here on refresh, this is basically clicking through all your fleets that you have listed out. You're going to want to create one of these for yourself. So when you go over into undock fleets, you have all your fleets down this entire list. It will click manage fleet, cargo, click 1, 2, 3, and that will refresh everything, and you'll see what you have left on you. Okay, or what you actually put into your fleet. So that you don't have a problem with not being able to click scan later or to click mining later. You want to be able to do that refresh. Another way to refresh is to completely start labs over again, because sometimes here what you'll do is you'll send your ships out and you'll see toolkits, it'll say 0 all the way down, and you're like, how do I get rid of that? You got to restart, or you got to go to each individual fleet after they're out, wherever they are, and click on go to asset and then do it. So I highly recommend doing it from your actual undocked fleets, because they're all right there at the 1-star base, and then you can just do them simply over and over and over and over, and then you make a macro of you refreshing them, and then you have a macro you can put into your main command of one whole macro. So then movement, okay, movement's the same idea. You're going to create a movement macro. This is a pretty long one because I'm sending out fleets all over the place. And then insert a pause. To insert a pause, you want to go over here, commands, and go to pause, and then you want to set it for whatever the length of time is the longest left on your ship, so the longest furthest away that you're sending your ships. So I think mine were like, I think this is like 6 minutes or 7 minutes, might be 8. Give it an extra minute, who cares? You're not clicking buttons anymore. All right, and then that will allow basically you to change out and send out all your fleets. Wait till it's done. Once you put your pause in there, go ahead and scroll down or scroll back up to wherever it is, find the stop subwarp or whatever of all fleets. So you're going to make that macro right here. You want to make sure you're on this page, probably start at the top, scroll your way down, go to quick commands, and then you're going to send all your fleets to where you want them to go, and then you're going to hit exit subwarp. You're going to put your pause in before you hit exit subwarp though. So you have a pause for, like, say it's 10 minutes. Your longest fleet is taking 10 minutes to get somewhere. You put a pause in for 10 minutes. It always comes out in microseconds. Even if you want to put down like 10 minutes, it's going to come out into microseconds. So if I put, say for instance, let's just go to a here command, insert pause, show you this box. You will put in how long you want it here. You want it to put it for minutes. And if say I put for 3 minutes, okay, it is going to process it as I didn't unclick it. it's going to process it into microseconds. So it's what, 180,000 microseconds is going to be 3 minutes. Okay, and you're going to put that in, and then you're going to go and find your button to make them all stop warping. All right, now you can also use this macro on scanning, and I have a scanning one in here for you. Basically, scanning here does this. This is the loop. It should show yellow on the other screen, but it didn't. What happens is it will scroll down, it'll find the scanning button for you, and then it will loop it 24 times. This way, it will run all your toolkits out, and it will wait. These are 2-minute intervals. So every 120,000 is 2 minutes microseconds. So I got it set for 8 minutes, so that SDUs can come back. Sorry, I'm lighting a cigarette. Don't smoke, by the way. If you want to use this, you can delete these and make it go every 2 minutes, or you can add more to it, so it's like every 10 minutes. It's up to you. This will help you run a macro for about an hour for your fleets. So if you have 24 that you're running and you run it for 2 minutes only, and you delete these others out of here, 24 times 2 is what, 48 minutes. Okay, so you can go to the bathroom, do whatever you want. You don't have to keep clicking every 2 minutes. It saves your wrist, will help you out a lot. Movement docking was to move everything back real quick. Don't use my movements. I think 1 or 2 of them are glitched. When I was creating this thing, it took me hours to do this and figure out this and that and how to do whatever, especially the refill toolkit one. Before I figured out you have to hit down, down, and then enter, I was trying to figure out how to get this bar here. Oh, I gotta go back to the planet. In your inventory screen where you can actually pick which fleet you have. That little element right there, every time I tried to scroll down on it, it was just glitching out. It would go back to the top fleet, it would close itself down, do whatever it felt like. So if you guys have ever clicked this thing here and then try to scroll down and then it clicks back, closes up, it's a real nuisance. So trying to create a macro for it is a real pain in the butt. So trying to find a workaround, yeah, that took me a little bit. So it's going to be basically this setup here, where it's down, down, enter. You have to click on the very first fleet yourself manually and get it ready, and then it will keep repeating itself, and it will repeat itself for as many times as you want. So if you have 5 fleet, change this number to 5, and then I'll enter. If you want to use more toolkits, change these numbers around, change this one around. Always make sure you have 1 to start off with. I leave the first one with it so that I know how many toolkits I'm adding up. But you change this back to 0 after you get 1. So you can't edit these, you have to delete them, so you have to insert a new keystroke. So it has to be like this. Pull up the keystroke, make sure you're on it right there, and then click that. You want to add some milliseconds to this. I'm not going to leave it here. Where'd it go? Wow. Real nice. Disappeared on me? No, it's right here. Oh, it's not. Alright, let's try that again. Insert. There it goes. So now you have a insert there, okay? So basically that's how that works. I don't know why this is saying click pause, click pause. This is not correct. There should be a click into the element and then pause and then move left click. I don't know why it says that. Send and then pause and then I think it broke on me. This is not my macro. Let me reload this macro. I was trying to make another video and I think I broke it. No, I did not want to save that. Yeah, that's an old one. We're going to reload the macro. Take a second to load them all up. This program can be finicky because it works and then it glitches out if you got too much stuff running in it. You don't have enough RAM or anything like that. Let's go back here. There it is. That looks better. This is the loop section. This is the way it should look. Yeah, I definitely glitched this out when I was making the other video and it cut me off. So yeah, hopefully this video will run in its entirety. These are the unload buttons that I made. This is for 19 fleets. Okay, this is basically the same command after the first structure command, which is here. This is copy and paste that goes into the element of the actual fleet element. And the unload screen element, when you pop it up, the very first one pops it up and unloads the first fleet. What it does is it puts a 0 in on both of the items in there, so it will put a 0 at the very end of your SDUs and at the very end of your toolkits. So it will change the last number to 0. The last number should be 1 because you added 1 extra to each one. So when you first set up your fleets, make sure you have like 2301. Okay, so it'll be 2301, and you have all your fleets toolkits. That makes you put 1 SDU in it too, because when you're unloading, this will make it so you don't have to pay rents over and over and over and over. And especially for 19 fleets, paying a bunch of rent and then clearing a bunch of rents. I've had problems with losing some rent, so I don't recommend it. I don't want you to lose any money or soul, so this is what I kind of recommend as a workaround. And then you take all these and you can make your own full unload. And this is, I think it's about 1,000 lines of code. Yeah, you can see. There's about 1,039 lines of code total. And this will unload your entire fleet of 19 ships if you have 19 ships. But you can see all the zeros popping up. This goes from one fleet to the next, the next, the next. If you're doing 19 ships, don't use this one because I think I messed up on 3 and 5. And then I fixed them and I just put them in at the end, because I just didn't feel like remaking this whole thing right away. I was kind of just, after doing it so many times, so many hours, you just kind of get like, and add it in. But I need to remake the whole thing. This is to help you guys get, this is not for you to really use. This is for you to get an idea of how to use it. All right, you want to make your own movements. Basically, what you do is you click into your screen to go to move everybody, and you try. This one actually activates from the quick commands. So if we go back to dashboard, this actually goes from quick command. It will scroll down to quick command, and then it will start to move all your ships in subwarp. Actually pulls down so that all the ships were on the screen correctly for me, and then it will start subwarping everything. Now, to make this one particular work, you got to work your screen out, because if you don't have the same aspect ratio and everything as me, put control, scroll in and out. I'm at 50% when I'm running this. Okay, it allows me to have all my ships on one screen, but this also only doesn't work on my TV screen, which I'm on right now. I have Streamlabs on my main computer screen, so you need to have it on your computer screen to basically start making Pullover Macro work correctly. Okay, now sector survey has a scan all button here. All right, quite useful, right? Yeah, especially with Pullover Macro. I'm going to move over to scanning now, make another loop for it. This will pull down, find that scan macro button, and then it'll scan for 24 times. It'll run up every single toolkit. You can make it scan longer if you have more kits and stuff, and you can change the timing. These are each 2-minute timers, 2 minutes for an SDU for them to repopulate or whatever. So I put in, I think it's like 8 minutes in between. I did that so that SDUs will basically have time to repopulate, and the percentage rates will go up for me a bit more. You can take these out or add more to them if you want to wait longer. Alright, so that can be helpful. That's basically just click into it, activate, and then you're going to hit that one button. This is the hit of that button right there, and then you're going to hit the, you're going to have a pause, and then the loop end is going to happen. It's going to loop start again. And you can create your own loops over here in commands. You can make a loop, and then what it will do is it will drop a loop box up. It'll ask you blah blah blah, how many times do you want it to repeat, and you can go like 6 times. Don't do infinite. I think Star Atlas won't like that. Click OK. Now it will give you these two little things here. You're going to grab that one, drag it up, or drag it down, and that's basically it. So that you can have all loops and everything. I'm just going to delete this out. Let's try to undo it, but it doesn't work. So that will allow you basically to loop for an hour. You know, if you want it at 2 minutes, 2 hour or an hour and a half, it's going to be 48 minutes. So times 2 would be like an hour and a half, and then times that makes it about 3 hours. So this will run for about 3 hours on its own if you want to drag out that long. If you want to do it every single minute, you run it for 24 minutes and then stop. There you go. This will give you a chance though to stop clicking all day long and go to the bathroom, make some food, do whatever, but make sure you're near your computer, because if you're not, then you're pretty much botting, and Star Atlas won't like that, and I don't recommend it. I don't want anyone to get in trouble. Okay. They have currently out there some tamper monkey scripts and codes that you got to put an extension in your browser to actually use it. I don't like tamper monkey because it's messed me up before, and I lost an account because it cleared out my my extensions that were very valuable to me. So it cleared out a ETH account, so I don't like it. It didn't steal anything, it just made it lost. But yeah, so I do recommend Pullover Macro. It does glitch out a little bit, minimize it, bring it back up, and it should be back, or just close it and reopen your macro. If you have too many lines of code, too many macros, it may be too much for your RAM and too much for your computer, so try to split these up, create a bunch of new files, whatever you want to do. If you look at mine, I got like a whole bunch. Nope, don't want to save it. I got a bunch for different planets, how long they take, what I'm mining on them, hydro to copper to ore, iron or whatever. You're going to want to create a bunch of different ones. You can make it for mining. They have them already in GitHub, so you can get them for Tamper Monkey for mining and stuff. But this, I mean, you can make your own. It's fairly simple. Just remember where you started, where you're going. Put your pauses in. So say you wanted to make a mining macro, you would click, 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 and then you would put a pause in for, say it was 11 minutes, and then you would click out the ship and back into the hangar, unload it, and then basically you want to make sure you start and stop on the same page, so that when it goes out, it comes back to the exact same page, same position, top of the page. So you want to scroll down or scroll up. Try to make your macros start and stop on the same page so that you don't get lost and your macro's not clicking around weird places because you're in the wrong page. The real great thing about this macro is it doesn't take over your mouse. But what is weird, when activates, whenever these hit, if you're on another page, it will just say, it will automatically pop this page up and be like bang, and then scan all for you. So then you'll have another 8 minutes until it does it again. It's really helpful to be able to use your mouse. A little bit of hint here, when you do make your own macros, go to this record thing here and get rid of mouse moves. If you do not get rid of this, your mouse will move all over the screen the way you've been moving it, and it will make a million lines of code in about 5 minutes. You don't want that. Okay, so unclick that. It will drive you nuts if you do not unclick it, and your macros will be so huge your computer won't be able to open the files. Alright, over here, this allows you to play from selected row. This is another thing you might want to use. So say I just want to start the loop because I'm on that page and everything's out already. I can click this, click that to select the row, and then I can click this to play. You can click play here as well, or you can use your keys if you set hotkeys. Hotkeys are down here. Click that and you will open this window, and you will be able to set all your hotkeys to whatever you want. If you want to set them to 1, 2, 3, 4, or F1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever you want to set up. Make it easier, so you just click one button on your keyboard, you run your macro, it runs through and stops, and then you go to your next macro, click another key, it runs through and stops. Okay? Now to get this to pop up, you want this, so go to options and display, control toolbar, and where is it? On somewhere, I don't remember where, control toolbar, there's a on startup this control toolbar, and you do want that. Where is it though? I found it earlier, I swear. But anyways, you'll find it. Just look around. There's another button you need to know. It's add macro. When you click this, it'll start up a new macro, blank screen. And you can use this for like movements. Start another movement fleet. Don't use like the same movement fleets I got here. Alright, they're kind of glitched. I think one of them I skipped one or two, or it's just off a little bit. But say you use this, it'll give you a demonstration on moving your fleets around for you if you have 19 fleets. But it'll take you to the same spots over and over and over again. Alright, and then this will be docking. So when you dock, talking about after you move all your fleets, create a pause right here. I created a pause and I added a couple more minutes to it because it wasn't long enough. So create a pause, and then to create a pause you have to stop it, which is here. This is start stop when you want to record, and this is play, and this is stop. You can also pause from here. This is useful as well if you notice that labs or Starcom's slowing down, lagging a little bit. You click this and it will slow down everything. So it will slow down your entire macros to like a third or half speed or something like that. This will speed everything up a little bit faster, so you can basically just speed up your macros if you want to. This will clear an entire macro. So let's go back. I don't want to clear any of these good ones. Let's go and show you how this works. So we're on that new macro we opened up. I'm going to hit record. Once you see this, you know the macro is starting to run. We're going to go to our page here, and we're going to click into it. Alright, let's close all these things down. I don't know why they stay up anymore. It's kind of a pain. Alright, this is making a macro right now of me closing them all down, and then we're going to scan all. Alright, and do it all over again. I'm going to come over here and hit stop, little red square, and that's going to stop and turns back to a circle. That means everything has stopped for me. From here, I can go back to Pullover Macro, and I can, this is now macro 30, and we created all this right here really quick. Say I was doing movement fleets, I would then go down to the bottom here, click below it, and I would say command, insert pause, okay? Pauses are always going to come out in milliseconds. Let's say I wanted to do 3 minutes, okay? I'm going to get rid of this. Cut it. I'm going to do 3 minutes. Okay. It just put in a pause of 3 minutes. And it always puts it in milliseconds. Don't worry if it says 180,000. It's not 180,000 minutes. It's milliseconds. Okay. Now, another thing that you're going to want to be able to do too is loop it, which is another command here. And that's going to pop up. Over here, it's going to tell you how many times you loop it. Don't infinite loop starless. Won't like this. So say you want to run a loop for 5 times. Okay. We're going to say loop start here 6 times. All right. We're going to pull it all the way back up to the top. Say I want to loop it from there. Okay, because I only wanted to loop this information for a while, like it does for scanning. So now we have this. We have a loop for 6 times. That'll allow you to get your game playing, whatever you want to do. So let's see if I can play this here. I don't think it's going to click in the right spots because this is not my computer screen. This is my television screen, and it's not the same size and everything. But as you can see, it's clicking around the screen, and it's clicking down. Yeah, it thinks it's in the middle of the screen. So this is not the correct screen, but you can see I'm right now the mouse is moving up and down. It thinks it's there. All right, but I have to build my macros on my laptop screen, not on my TV. That's another little thing with this, just to let you know. Let's stop that. But Pullover Macro is great. You can make up your own macros and figure out how to do it. There are a lot of tutorial videos on this and how to use it more in depth. There are so many commands, so many different things to do that you can use. I don't want to get into them all because it's just way too much. You can even send emails and go through a ton of different things here. Windows messengers and find command. I mean, there's so many if statements and function. Oh my God, you can do so many different things here. Okay, if you want to use it for other stuff. Highly recommend it. It's a pretty small program. Now you can see it glitched out a little bit for me there, so I'm just gonna. Oops. I think I'm running way too much stuff here. Yeah. My computer doesn't like it. I hope my video is still playing. But anyways, that's a real quick basic how-to on Pullover Macro. I hope this helps you guys out. Yeah, so if you guys like it, if it helped you out, you got a bunch of SDUs from it. I got a donation thing in my info. If you feel like sending my burner account a couple SDUs, I'd be real happy, you know. But anyways, guys, there's some links in there. Also helpful if you're new, if you want to join AEP. Got our Discords, got Star Atlas Discord in there. There's the main Star Atlas page link in there, and some other helpful stuff, like the GitHub link for this particular macro file, if you wanted it. It is helpful to help explain how the stuff works. You won't see this one because I uploaded it earlier when it was clean, and this didn't exist. To get rid of the file though that you made, click X, close macro, and it will empty it out. Now this is this macro we've been working on over here, macro 30, and it quickly deletes everything. Instead of having to select all, then delete, and then it slowly deletes from the top, bottom to the top. So I definitely like this button right here, the little X on the control panel. Yeah, if there's anything else I can explain to you, basically this is a full unload thing, which shows all these fleets. So this will unload basically everything in my fleet and leave one in. So it keeps putting zeros in, and then it just runs the whole fleet. It is over 1,000 lines of code. I know there's an unload button, but I don't like using it because of the rent thing. I had problems with rent, so it took me a little while to figure this out and create it. And basically you use this one to unload everything, and then you click which fleet you want, and you change the top code of it to click onto that fleet. I think I said already, I don't know if I said it in my last video, but to run these macros, you're going to want to get rid of your browser bar and get rid of your Windows bar at the bottom. And then this is at 50%, so if you hit Control, scroll, you can see that it runs, okay, the different sizes. I have it set at 50%. Allows most of my fleets to be on the screen so that I can click through them all quite easily. Not really getting any SDUs for use. Wow, so many. But yeah. That's basically it, guys. You can create this to go out mining too. So you can click and create a miner. I can show you that real quick on my fleet. Let's go back to that last one. Oops. Oh, that's just a quick way over. I just want to show you up here. Okay, macro. I'll show you how to make a quick one. I think I can't. I tried making a video already, but yeah, it just didn't work. Let's go to fleets, asset location. This takes you to here. So starting on this screen, I'll make my macro. Hit that button to record. So manage fleet, harvest stop mining. All right, stopped. Then dock. I'm gonna go to Starbase. I'm gonna leave it here. Go to Hangar. Now, to make these go down, you're gonna have to click here in the bar. You can't hit scroll down. You can scroll down in the window. You can't scroll down in Elements. Okay. Scroll down. I'm gonna highlight these two, and then I'm going to click here. Copy that. I'm going to stop my macro. Go into the macro. Go to the very bottom of the macro, and this is where it stopped. I want to click the very bottom one, click out of it, insert keystroke. Now I want to click 0, insert this. Okay, I want to put a couple milliseconds on this. Back down. Okay, insert. Now that make a 0. Okay. Now I can leave this up for a second. So I'm going to use it again. We're going to go back in here. We're going to hit record again. We're going to click here to make sure it's down all the way. And then I did this once, and now I want to do this one. I'm going to highlight that number. And then I'm going to click stop. Now when I go back to macro screen, it's got new code. That's the new code we put in from that 0. So we're going to click here, add another 0. Okay. No, I don't need this right. Actually, I will need this in a minute. Now we're going to go back into the screen. Now that we have everything zeroed, we're going to make it show the zeros. So we're going to do it manually. So because the macro is not actually doing this for us right now. Now this will leave 6 and whatever for food in the whole kit. All right. All right. So I forgot. We're going to hit record though, because after we put that 0 in, we want to go to transfer cargo to Starbase. So we're going to click right here, which I just did. Now we're going to click off this screen. We're going to scroll down till we find my inventory. Click on that. And now we're going to click here. Click the ZZZ fleet, which is what I named it, whatever you name your fleet. And then we want to add food. So we're going to click into the food box here. Now we're going to stop recording again. We're going to go back to Pullover Macro. And now you can see all this new code is what we created to click send our fleet. And we wheeled down. I think I needed a second. No, I needed 1 or 2 wheels. I don't know. Whatever. You might want to check your wheels down. Sometimes it doesn't register them. You might have to add another one if you wheel down twice. Now over here, I want to add food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 23. No, I want to add 1200. Sorry, I'm thinking about actually toolkits. I want to add like 1200 food for this fleet. So 1, 2, 0, 0. All right. Then we're going to go back to our screen. And that would populate that with 1200. Okay, so we're going to do that manually. And then we're going to hit record again because we want to start recording this out. So then we're going to go transfer to fleet. It's recording transfer to fleet. This should transfer everything to the fleet. We're going to click outside the box. And then we want to go back to the hangar. And we want to undock all of our things. We can hit refuel and rearm too if we want to. Well, why pay the extra fees, right? Until you're down low. Now go to undock fleets. We're going to hit manage fleet. I'm going to hit cargo. And because you already have something here, it will allow you to mine, but it will mine all the way up to the 1200 cargo you have. If you do not have something here, you have to hit refresh. I recommend hitting refresh here, and here, and then there, because sometimes it maybe show 1 or 2 or all, and then you have the button down here. All right. So then we're going to go back to mining. I'm going to click down arrow here, click hydrogen. I don't want to mine hydrogen. If you want to mine carbon, you can mine carbon. Now we have done that. Now from here, this is the start screen where we were. We're going to stop our macro. Okay. Now to show you how this works, we should be mining right now. There it goes. Let me close this down. Now this should be a nice little loop. All right. So I'm going to hit play. Oh no, it's not going to work. I forgot because it's not in the correct screen. I'd have to actually put this over onto my other screen. But what you want to do is click play, and it will go down. It will hit the managed fleet. It will stop mining, dock, go into your starbase, unload, load back up, and then complete. So let's go look at the actual macro. And here it is. Okay, we can close this now. We don't need that. After we load it up, this was out, blah, blah, blah. These are the different clicks you needed. Wheel down, wheel up. I did those, whatever. And you may need a wheel up or wheel down at times. And then basically this is all just click into the fleet. Now if you wanted to loop this and keep sending out mining, oh wait, I also got to remember something. after you go outside and you click basically set your mind to fleet, I don't know where it was. All right, you're going to insert a pause. This is really important. Where is it? Pause, pause, pause. All right. So say it takes your fleet 10 minutes to mine. We want to go, it's because I keep running the mouse over the thing, it keeps. So say it takes 10 minutes. We're going to add a 10-minute pause. There it is. Probably not the right spot, but when you click stop after you click basically set your fleets to mining, you're going to come back over and add a pause. I forgot to show you that, like we were adding all these other things. Now after all of this, so you want to keep mining and dropping off your fleet, you're going to go over to loop macro and loop. This is basically what they're doing on Task Monkey, so that you can basically just run your fleet for an hour and run it. So we're going to loop this 5 times because I got enough food and fuel and ammo to run it, say, 5 times. Okay. That's how long. You don't want to do it all a lot. Do not break Startless's rules or anything and try to do this all day long or anything. I don't want anyone to get in trouble. I don't want anybody coming at me saying, oh, you told us to do this. No. Okay. Make sure you stay within Startless's rules. Make this don't even loop it. Okay. But if you set a loop up for 5 times, it will go back and forth and mine for you 5 times. Okay. And that's basically it. That's what there are some programs out there right now, and don't do this either. Don't list it infinite. You don't want to do that. All right. These loops are to use for basic needs. Okay. There are programs I've seen put out for Task Monkey that will mine for you and SDU for you, and basically they can just you can set them to loop over and over and over again. And some guys are doing it all day long. So I don't recommend it. If Startless gets mad at you and sees that you're doing it, they may do something drastic and you're going to regret it. Okay. So this is for informational uses only. This is not actually do this. You do not have this program in the actual file. Okay. That I put out. And to get rid of this thing, I'm going to clear it and it's gone. Okay. Highly recommend using this program and learning better how to use it. This will help you out, save your wrist. My wrist has stopped hurting so much since I've been using it. I can stand up, walk away from my computer for 5-10 minutes and come back and still be happy that I can just hit another one button and start another macro. This is great too because you can use your mouse while you're actually using this macro instead of just losing your mouse control to the macro itself. When you got to wait, say you set your mining ships out, they're going to wait for 10 minutes. You can go to a whole nother page and do whatever you want, okay? And that will allow you basically freedom to do stuff. And those things you saw where it says activate stage, in these macros, when it says activate stage, it will draw you right back to the page that you're supposed to be on. And it will start up and it will pop you right back to the current page, which will be this page. But you got to be on the correct page on this page so that it will run correctly. All right, so you do really want to be in front of your computer when you're using these macros. Trying to run them and not being around, it could click off somewhere and do something wrong, and you're not going to be happy about it. All right, so guys, I hope this was helpful for you.